Have you been looking for a drone to take good aerial shots, but can't find anything that convinces you? Don't worry, it's not your fault, it's just that you haven't watched this video yet. DJI Inspire 2. If money is no object, this is without a doubt the best professional drone you can buy. Unlike an SLR though, the entire camera assembly is removable, so you can choose between the X45S 4K camera unit, or one of two interchangeable lens systems, Zenmuse X5S and X7. This means you can opt to fit, and remotely control, a micro 4/3 zoom lens over the X5S's stunning sensor. Olympus do a great one, by the way. The large aircraft is powered by two expensive batteries, and features other backup systems. It can also capture Cinema DNG or Apple ProRes video onto SSD-based memory cards, backing up to micro SD at the same time. All of this is aided by 360-degree unobstructed camera rotation, lending itself to dual-operator flights or flybys with automated object tracking. The pilot can choose from a forward-facing FPV camera or the main camera, which might be pointed anywhere. The only real worry is that the Inspire 2 airframe hasn't seen an update for a while, and we certainly wouldn't recommend buying this for the cheaper Zenmuse X4S camera, since the Phantom 4 Pro 2 is cheaper and flies longer. But if you can see the case for an interchangeable lens and have, or can pass on, the budget, the Inspire 2 is still tough to beat. Just plan your battery time. DJI Mavic Air 2. The amazing DJI Mavic Air 2 is a stunning technical achievement, an incredibly capable drone that, for most people, might look like the only flying camera they'd ever need. With front, downward and rear-facing distance sensors, the drone is capable of identifying obstacles, and not just warning the pilot, but also plotting a course to avoid, say, a wall or a tree if needed. This drone offers much longer flying time, an impressive 34 minutes, and better range than the original Mavic Air. But the real appeal to photographers and videographers is the new 4K 60 frames per second camera, which packs a 48-megapixel half-inch sensor. This drone gets a completely redesigned controller, which we rather like, with your smartphone slotting in above the controllers, just like you would find on top-end drones. As with other DJI drones, an extra Fly More pack is available, which bundles stuff you really need: case, spare batteries. This costs more, of course, but is often a wise investment. Note, just released is a substantial update to this drone, in the shape of the DJI Air 2S. Also be aware that the older Mavic Air can still be found on sale, and is now found at reduced prices. Holystone HS110D. When you're looking at investing in a drone, the cheaper DJI drones are well worth investigating, but you'll soon see that their prices rise when bought with the clearly more efficient Fly More bundles. Here the HS720E is hard to find without a spare battery, and case so offers a wallet-friendly alternative which can capture 4K, or 60 frames per second at 1080p. With firmly built folding arms and brushless motors, and featuring built-in battery meter LEDs, there is a lot on offer here. The camera is a good quality Sony lens with physical dampening in the case, and really good electronic image stabilization, though sadly no gimbal. Recordings to the micro SD are good. The system also features optical flow, GPS and altitude sensors, which it uses to hover with the precision you'd expect, as well as the reassurance of return to home, though it's worth checking the HS175D, also on this list, for a more portable alternative. DJI Mavic 2 Pro. The Mavic 2 Pro takes advantage of DJI's acquisition of iconic camera manufacturer Hasselblad back in 2017, incorporating Hasselblad's processing algorithms into the best camera found on any compact drone. Cinematographers will appreciate the support for 10-bit log-M and HDR video, allowing post-processing, while photographers will be equally excited by the high ISO shooting and rich quality provided by the large image sensor. While many pros might not mind carrying bigger equipment, the ability to be able to sneak this into a spare lens bay in a camera bag provides multitasking pro photographers with a whole new dimension. DJI's accusing technology means the Mavic 2s can be paired with the company's stunning FPV goggles, making this truly one of the best DJI drones around. DJI Mavic Mini SE. Right from launch, in terms of bang for buck, the Mavic Mini is, or was, a great drone. It's hard to say which, because in some places DJI have taken the Mavic Mini innards and put them into the pretty similar Mini 2 airframe and rechristened it the Mini SE. In other places, e.g. UK, Europe, if you're looking for a cheaper drone than the 4K Mini 2, you just need to find a Mavic Mini. Even before the newer Mini 2 arrived and pushed this into a few bargain sections, the Mavic Mini was a bargain. It includes a proper camera with gimbal, altitude control, GPS, a remote controller, and subject tracking quickshots. Oh, and it cost less than a pair of batteries for the Inspire 2. Sure, the camera has smaller optics, but it can remain aloft longer than the Inspire 2, needs only one battery to do so, and, without feeling cheap, can actually serve as its own charger with nothing more than a USB socket. The 2.7K video video matches an above-average phone, though the dynamic range could be better. Compared to some competitors in this price range, DJI's technology is ahead of the pack. Manual exposure is an option too, making it at least interesting for people wanting to experiment with quality drones while keeping the budget reasonable. In essence though, this is as easy to use as a flying phone camera, which works well so long as you're in low wind and don't stray too far.